All right, let's go. So day number 23 of running paid ads for my SMMA. I'll show you in a second here the dashboard, what's happening in the ad account. And actually today we will be talking about sales calls. And that's because I'm just coming from one. So it's a mix of an audit and a proposal. And basically you can call it a sales call because this is where you actually present your offer and the prospect either buys or doesn't buy, right? The client, your future client ideally, right? So basically what I want to talk about with sales calls is the fact that you definitely need a couple of things to actually make it work, right? So first of all, you do need to have that confidence in yourself. So you do need to actually lead the call in most cases, because if you don't lead it, then you basically let the other person lead it, right? So, and you don't really want that, because then it becomes an interrogation instead of you actually asking the questions. And you want to ask the questions because think of the dynamic when you go to the doctor, right? When you go to the doctor, he is the one asking you because he's the expert and he knows that he needs to find out, or they have to find out what your problem is, and then based on your problems they will give you a solution, right? And think like this: if you go to the doctor and they don't even listen to you or they don't even ask you questions, then basically you know that they're there just to get rid of you as quick as possible, right? So I'm coming off a call, let's call it like that, a call where I shared the proposal, and it went for around not 60 minutes but around 70 minutes. That's because it was just longer, right? There were so many things that were inefficient, I would say, in the Facebook ad account, in the Google ad account, and we're talking about accounts that are spending tens of thousands, over 100,000, right, in ad spend. And that's where even 1,000 or 2,000 in ad spend really matters. That's where if you get paid 5K but you save someone 5K, is that a fair deal? In most cases it is. And the thing is that recently I've actually done some sales training, because with sales you do get better at it the more you do it, right? Because it just becomes habit. You aren't as nervous. You know how to go through the questions, through your pitch deck and so on. So it definitely becomes easier over time, but you have to put in the reps. Just like you have to go to the gym in order to grow that muscle, you have to put in the reps. And it's definitely easier once you put in enough reps and the right reps. Because if you do light work all the time, you won't really grow as much. And same here with the sales calls. So you do need to talk with multiple types of clients, prospects, and so on. The ones that are at the beginning, the ones who are, let's say, seeing some success but don't know how to actually do marketing, right? Then there are some brands that have some success but they don't really know marketing, meaning that they know how to create the product, to showcase it, they have the images, maybe even the videos, they know how to do organic, but they don't know what to do in an ad account, because that's definitely different. And then of course you have the bigger brands which are already spending tens, hundreds of thousands, and there are so many inefficiencies there. It could be due to a couple of reasons. One of them is the fact that they don't have the right partners. The partners got lazier. They work with a big agency that, let's say, is not paying enough attention, because usually you get sold by someone and then you get handed off to a junior, or someone who maybe doesn't even have enough context, doesn't really care about your business and so on. So it makes sense why so many agencies, grow partners, whatever name you want to give them, freelancers, don't really do a good job. So that's why there's always an opportunity out there. That's why you should be out there. And if you offer a great service, if you create great content, then basically over time you will continue to get more work, better work, and you'll just increase your reputation. And that's one of the most important things. That's why it's easier to sell 5K or 10K over a simple Google Doc on Instagram, let's say, right? If you go to, let's say, Dan Martel, if you know him, who has a book, who has so much social proof, it's not like you don't trust him, right? He has so much content, of course you trust him. It's not about him not being able to deliver, right? At least that's not what you believe. Just like with an expensive car, you know that if you buy a Bugatti, I mean, everyone will know that you have a lot of money, right? So it's the same here. If you see someone having success and they've also done it for a longer time, if they've done it in multiple businesses, then that social proof is there. So that's why even in my proposal, I do have a lot of case studies. I also do a very thorough audit. I show the gaps, and I'm even not the best at selling, right? So it's not like I'm the best closer, the best objection handler or anything like that. But I would say I'm authentic, and that really helps, because it's very hard to fake it entirely, right? So you can even say whenever you are not good at something, and that actually makes it easier for someone to trust you, because you say I'm not the best at paid ads, but I put in more time than almost anyone. I look like an autistic guy at data all day, you know. I never use this, by the way. I never use this phrase, but whatever works, right? Like, you just need to say what's true, but frame it in a way that actually puts you in, let's say, a better light than it would otherwise, because words do matter. And we know this. That's how words maybe start sometimes. It's just about the thoughts, and then how those thoughts are translated into words and actions. But not to get into other subjects here, right? Because we're doing paid ads, which are still one of the things that are driving the economy, right? Marketing, people consuming, like me, like you, we all consume. It just depends on what. And we consume our time and our money. So very important to be conscious of that. And without further ado, let's look at the ad account. Let me show you what's happening in here, and we'll then come back to go over the final things here. By the way, if you've heard the vibration, it's the phone here. So let's just leave that aside. So let's switch the camera to the MacBook here and look at Ads Manager. All right, so we are here on the spreadsheet first of all. So let's look at it real quick, because yesterday there was $43 in spend, 14 link clicks, so more than usual, as we can see, but just one lead. Actually, spoiler alert, let's look at yesterday, right? So just one lead from the cost cap campaign. So the cost cap campaign seems to be doing some heavy lifting here, and let me change the camera angle here so you can see better. And if we look at today, basically we have 3 leads already incoming, and they are all coming from that, basically from the 2 ad sets that have a question. So let me just go in this one and show you the form real quick, because this is where it's really important to remember what you are doing and if it's working or not. So one thing that's different on this one is the fact that on the, let me see, the third custom question here, I ask, what is your Shopify store website? And basically I let them know. You can copy paste the URL. And let me tell you one thing. So until now, no one actually filled the form with, or the answer here, the blank space with their website. So until now, I've gotten, let's say, some kind of answers such as me, or I, or just random stuff. Basically, I think this is a great question to actually make sure that I don't even jump on a call, and those 30 minutes aren't wasted if someone doesn't even have a Shopify store. They might be motivated, they might want other things, but basically what I'm offering is specifically for e-com stores that at least have a website and are able to at least spend on ads and have some kind of product. If they don't have a product, if they don't have a website, then that's an entirely other issue. So basically this helps a lot with actually getting rid from the qualification process of anyone who is not a qualified lead. And I would highly suggest having this kind of filters, because otherwise you might be losing or wasting time that otherwise you could be spending on higher leverage activities. So I would say this is pretty much it here. So let's switch the camera. All right, so now that we're back, let's go over the conclusion for this video. So basically the ads aren't really doing their job right now, but it's definitely a process, and you do need to be out there. And that's why, for example, right now I've had earlier, like I was saying, a call which can be a multi-thousand or tens of thousands over the next few months type of contract, but we'll have to see. I'll give an update if we decide to move forward. I also have tomorrow another sales call proposal, so we'll see. There is enough abundance out there, so I would be actually surprised if I close every deal, right? Because honestly, I'm not the best seller, and also it's not like I'm offering the cheapest prices, so it's not everything going in the favor of someone who would be talking with multiple possible partners, let's say, right? Because I'm not the only one auditing the accounts and so on. And yeah, it's all about having a high price usually, because you also don't want to cheapen yourself. And let me give you an example. Would you rather have 3 clients at 1K each or 1 client at 3K each? Well, if you also think in terms of scaling, eventually you will have way too many clients and you won't have time to serve them. You will have low profit margins. You won't be able to hire better people. So that's why it's always better to charge a higher ticket, and of course a reasonable one, because if you can bring more value than you're being paid for, then of course that sum of money doesn't even matter, right? That's why some people can charge 10K, 20K, 40K for some services, because the value is there. So with all of that being said, that's pretty much it. Busy day, so these are the days that usually we pray for, and then when we have them, they're a little bit too stressful, let's say, or the adrenaline goes higher. But yeah, this is what you have to do in order to grow, to go through that discomfort. So that's pretty much everything for today. If you have anything you want to add, you can leave it in the comments down below. Who knows, maybe I will share some sales calls in the future. Of course, I would have to blur like the person's face and so on. So yeah, I'll have to see about that, right? Not sure if this will become a sales channel or anything like that. But with all of that being said, hope to see you tomorrow here. I will also give an update on how the paid ads are doing. And until then, peace out.